It is Adrienne, Capricorntigress of astrologyalookInside.com, and I am back again on a Saturday night. It's still Saturday here in Seattle, and I hope everybody had a beautiful Memorial Day. If you partied today on Saturday, I had some pizza. My daughter came over, got some stuff. We talked a little bit. I don't know what. She gave me a $5 bill. I don't know what the meaning of that $5 bill was, but I guess, that meant something for her to give her mom that $5 bill. So I thought that was cute. But happy Memorial Day to everybody. I hope you have had a beautiful day. And I wanted to come here tonight specifically to talk about the strawberry moon. We have a strawberry moon coming up. I'm excited about it. We're going to talk about that tonight, about it and what it could mean, and what we can do. Okay, it is a full moon, and I love it because it's a full moon and it's a strawberry moon. I think the last strawberry moon might have been in Capricorn. I'm just trying to remember. I just remembered strawberry moon, but I didn't know it was June. But anyway, I think the strawberry moon is always June. I'm just tripping. But I just remember doing a big thing about the strawberry moon last year on YouTube. So I wanted to make a big deal about the strawberry moon this year here. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And just in case you're new here, and I don't know if I even updated any of the details or anything. I didn't even hit record yet. I'm just here, right? I just went right in, like, let me just get started and go. But yeah, if you are new to stopping by or seeing me here, I invite you to subscribe, because if you subscribe, or when you subscribe, or send me little gifts or whatever, I can do readings for you if that's what you want. So if you have any questions and you would like to see what my answers are to those questions, simply send me a rose or earth or whatever it is I've got up there, and I'll do it, because I want to help you as much as I can. That's one of the things I love to do. I love doing that. Now, I do both card readings and I do astrology readings. So I do both. I don't know if everybody does that, but I do. And so if you have your date of birth and you would like to know astrologically, I can help you with that. And also, I do something a little bit different than other people. Sometimes, all I need is your actual date of birth, and I can give you a gloss over what might be happening. Okay, so that's what I do, and you can do cut in at any time and let me know that you would like me to do something like that, and I will do it. Okay, just so that you know, that's how I do things. Okay, and I'm gonna just push this hair out of the way, otherwise I'll just, God bless, what is going on here? I'm telling you, when I go live, it's hilarious because it's never right. There's always something weird that happens when I go live. Like, I don't know what it is, but now I do kind of know what it is. I had read once, hold on, I'm going to get that behind my ear. It was the last thing I did. Okay, I had read once that, okay, that was so much, just getting that hair behind my ear. That was so much. But I had read once that Capricorn tigers are the clumsiest of all of the zodiac animals. I mean, tigers, I think, are naturally clumsy, or, they get into accidents anyway, but the Capricorn tiger in particular, maybe because it's a goat and a tiger and the clumping around, I don't know, they tend to get into accidents, and they tend to be a little unruly and messy, and it's just, and that's me. I'm just kind of like disheveled. So if you are seeing me for the first time and you're like, wow, there's something about her, she's just slightly disheveled. just a slight dishevelment, then yeah, that would be a Capricorn tiger. That's what's going on. Anyway, as I was saying, tonight we're going to be talking about the strawberry moon and what it means and how it could affect you and your particular sign and, what's going on. Okay, so on June 4th actually June 3rd for Americans. So I'm going to say it this way. If you're in Europe, it's June 4th at 3:42 in the morning. If you're an American, it's at 11:42 at night if you're like on the East Coast, and it's 8:42 at night if you're on the West Coast. I think that helps, right? If I just break it down for the Americans, okay? But it's June 3rd, and it's the strawberry moon. It is that beautiful summer moon, one of my favorite moons, the strawberry moon. And it's just a great time of the year because the plants are growing, right? The strawberries are starting to grow, and it's just one of those times of the year where I love it. To me, it's summer, right? This is that point in time. It's like right pre-summer, but it's summer because technically summer is not until doesn't start till the 21st or 22nd of June, which is so weird because all of June to me is summer. But yeah, strawberry moon. So one of the things, I did a little research, and so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this strawberry moon for 2023. As I mentioned, it's June 3rd here in America. It is a full moon. It is happening in the sign of Sagittarius, and it will be happening at 13 degrees and 17 minutes of Sagittarius. So if you're into astrology and you know your astrology chart, think to yourself, where is 13 degrees and 17 minutes of Sagittarius in your horoscope chart? Because that's where the moon will be full. And that's where all of this emphasis is going to be, wherever 13 degrees is of Sagittarius. Now, I'm going to tell you where 13 degrees of Sagittarius is in my chart, so I can, we can have this conversation. You'll know what I mean. So for me, personally, when I was born, 13 degrees of Sagittarius was in my 11th house of hopes, dreams, and wishes. And I am so happy, okay? Now, the only thing that really gets me about that, and we're going to talk about this in just a second, is that for me personally, 13 degrees of Sagittarius squares my natal Pluto, which is at 12 degrees of Virgo. And so I'm concerned. And it also squares my Jupiter, which is at almost 10 degrees of Pisces. So I've got a little bit of fear and trepidation here about what this could cause, because it's setting up an already uncomfortable point in my horoscope that deals with money, by the way. Wait a minute. I just had... Hold up. Wait. Well, okay, I get it. For me, I think I know what's going down. Let me tell you, I'm going to give myself as an example. So I was born with a horrible opposition in my horoscope chart. I was born with Jupiter in Pisces, and it's kind of like, I loved being in Pisces. Jupiter, it's co-ruler. And I've got Pluto in Virgo in the 8th house. And Pluto is pretty much exalted there because it's at home. It's dignified. It's at home. It's in its own place. So two powerful beings or planets fighting it out. And you know what happens in the middle between the 2nd and the 8th house fighting it out in my horoscope chart? I work like a dog, double Capricorn, and make very little money. And I'm like, where's my money? Like, where's Waldo? Where is the money? Show me the money. Can somebody show me the money? I'm at this age and I ain't got all the money. Where's the money? So as an astrologer and as a spiritual person, I have dealt with this reality, and I have thought, okay, I'm spiritual. And so it's not important that I get the money. What's more important is that I live my life in doing the thing that makes my heart sing. And so that's how I have been going along and plodding along on this journey for the last 60 years of my life. However, there is absolutely nothing wrong with money, honey. And we have been talking about The open to receive. That's one of the series that I've got going right now. Being open to receive. And I'm telling you, I am going to figure out how I'm going to make the best of this June 4th full moon, this strawberry moon, happening in my house of hopes and dreams and wishes. The 11th house of hopes and dreams and wishes? Setting off a T-square, which is action. That's action to the 8th. That's action to the 2nd. That's money. That's money. Oh my God. I'm just getting chills. The money is coming. Oh, sorry. I have a Taurus moon and Jupiter in Pisces. You guys don't know how hard I work and how much I have been waiting for the money. I have watched so many of my friends come along. And by the way, the 11th house is also friends. So it's also groups. It could be clubs. It could be organizations. It could be friends that you know. And maybe, just maybe, for myself anyway, the money might come because of friends or connections or people I know. And so, and that's okay. That's how I do it. Okay. I'm so excited about this. Because T-squares can be painful, but T-squares can also start off this action, this crazy action, and it builds this momentum. And there's always an outlet to a T-square. Well, for me, the outlet's going to be 13 degrees of Gemini. Well, that area is going to have the sun in it on the 4th. And that's going to be my 5th house. This is all good. I have a feeling something good's going to happen. Now, I don't know where it falls in your chart, so it could be an entirely different story in your life. And if you want me to go and look at your chart and go into details with your chart, you reach out to me. I'd be more than willing to reach out to you. So when Balancing Man said Pisces Sun, Gemini Moon, Aries rising for myself. Wow. And can I say something, Balancing Man? First of all, the fact that you even came and showed up and saw me tonight, amazing. Thank you. But the fact that you are a Pisces Sun and a Aries rising and a Gemini Moon, can I tell you something? My progressed Sun is a Pisces progressed Sun. My rising is a progressed Aries rising. We are like twins. Hey, twin. we're spiritual twins out here, having a spiritual experience on the same journey at this time. It's amazing that you showed up tonight here. That's amazing. So let's talk about what this area, this full moon on June 4th, what this full moon on June 4th could mean, especially to someone like Balancing Man who's got a Gemini moon, a Pisces sun. So this is really going to set up a T-square in his life as well, especially if his planets are around 13 degrees. And don't forget, we're talking the moon. It gets a 10-degree orb in either direction. So if you are a Pisces or a Sag or a Gemini or a Virgo, this is going to directly affect you, and I just realized it's going to be directly affecting my daughter. Anyway, let's talk about this. So when this full moon occurs, it's going to affect certain parts of our body. And one of the places it's going to affect is the liver, because Sagittarius rules the liver. The liver is known for cleansing out the body. It has all the waste and the bile and the horrible things, but it cleanses our body. So if we have a good working liver, we can continue to cleanse out the impurities that attack our body on a daily basis. So it's really important that we take care of our liver. And I think those who might have any issues with their liver might feel that, because remember, this is a full moon. That means it's a crescendoing moon. It's growing. And so everything is going to seem bigger and, brighter. And it's Sagittarius, the sign of like grandiosity, like the big, everything's going to be big. So if you're having any liver problems, it would probably show up now. Now, I'm concerned about the next two, which is hips and thighs, because Sagittarius rules the hips and thighs. And I've been having issues with my hips and thighs, and I'm going to tell you why. I think it affects me here in Seattle, but Sagittarius in general, hips and thighs. So I would be careful if you're a runner, if you walk a lot, if you dance a lot. This might actually not be so bad for you because you've been taking care of that area. But if you've been someone like me, like I used to dance a lot. I used to be a runner years ago, but I gained weight and then I lost weight and then I gained a little weight back, and I feel like my hips and my back have not been that great lately, like really poor, especially during Gemini season because of the natural square to Sagittarius. But this full moon is going to set up God knows what. So do whatever you can to take care of your back and your hips before we get to June 3rd, because June 3rd it's on and popping. It'll be too late by then. So if you feel that, because I feel it, I feel that my hips and back are building up or crescendoing to something. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel good. Now, my daughter just informed me she got me a new bed. God bless my daughter, right? But she got me a new bed. And I'm so grateful because I've been having trouble with the current bed I had, which we got me like a foam, a pillow top foam mattress to put on it. But it's 20 years old. It's from 2003, and it's time for it to go. So they did. They went and got me a new bed and frame. So I'm going to have that, and maybe that is going to help with my hips and thighs. So that is an area I want everybody to be careful about. It doesn't matter what sign you are, but in particular, if you are a Pisces, if you are a Virgo, if you are a Gemini or Sagittarius, or if you have those as your rising sign or moon sign or progress sun, rising, or moon sign. Okay? Because I have like Pisces as my progress sun, and I can feel that. Now, I had said I would tell you about the hips and thighs and me in Seattle. In Seattle, I have a Sagittarius rising, and this full moon is falling right in my first house. And so, like I said, I've been feeling my hips and thighs have been weird. It's been tingy. I've been for the last week, and I didn't know what it was, but I know now, and it's that we're gradually building toward this Sagittarius full moon. It is going to be big, you guys. Sagittarius is always big. It doesn't do anything small. It doesn't want to. So I want you to be aware that all these things I'm talking about, the liver, the hips, the thighs, and this final one, the sacrum, or also known as the sacral, the sacrum or sacral, we're going to talk about that. I want you to pay attention to this area around June 3rd, June 4th, June 5th, around that time. And I cannot help but look, on June 5th, the country's supposed to go into default, and probably the world will crash. And I just want people to know that what this is ushering in. Also, it's going toward, once we get past the 3rd or 4th, it's all downhill, because then it's waning. The moon will start waning and going lower, smaller. It's losing power. Anything that we can do, we have to do now. It's May 27th, and we've got to June 3rd. If you're in America, June 4th, and you're in Europe. And that's 6-7 days. And we need to take care of whatever we need to take care of in those 6 or 7 days. So let's talk about the sacrum. The sacrum is a shield-shaped bony structure that is located at the base of the lumbar vertebrae, and it's connected to the pelvis. The sacrum forms the posterior pelvic wall, and it strengthens and stabilizes the pelvis. Now, I have to tell you that when I'm talking about my hips and my back, this is the very particular area that is bothering me. It is hard for me to lay sometimes. It's hard for me to sit. I've been looking for a good office chair. I pulled out this little old office chair because my other one, I just felt like my sacrum was like, the pelvis, didn't have support. And the sacral spine, or the sacrum, is located below the lumbar spine, above the tailbone, which is known as the coccyx or coccyx bone. And this is 5 bones that are fused together, and they make up a triangle shaped sacrum. And these bones are numbered 5 to 1 or 5 to 5, or S1 to S5. So S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. Each number corresponds with the nerves in the section of that spinal cord. So, this is definitely going to affect the hips, the spine, the thighs, the coccyx bone, the lower vertebrae, that whole area of the sacrum. So as a spiritual person, I started thinking a lot about how to heal the sacral, because I'm a 6'2" generator in human design. And so my sacral is empty, and I wanted to look up some things about that, because other people may be generators and may have the same issue. So let's talk about this from a spiritual healing viewpoint. Let's do that. So how do you heal the sacral? So if you want to restore the sacral or balance your sacral chakra, Covington and Koss suggest a few practices, including meditation, yoga, affirmations, essential oils, crystals, stones, reflection, and supplementing your diet. So I would do, especially when it comes to the diet, anything that is good for your liver. Okay? Anything good for your liver. Okay? But there are also special diets, I know. I have seen them for people who are healing or working on the sacral chakra. And if not, reach out to me, because I know I've got that somewhere. Okay? Also, how do you unlock the sacral? So there are 7 steps for unlocking or unblocking and healing your sacral chakra. So the first thing you have to do is, 1, acknowledge that there is a blockage. Because sometimes we're not aware, like, am I blocked? Where am I feeling that at? So acknowledge there's a blockage in the sacral area. And then the other thing is to connect with water. You know, sometimes, especially when it's the new moon or the full moon, I just like to either get in a bathtub and fill it with Epsom salt and maybe some pink salt and some baking soda and maybe some oils, and just soak in there for about 10-15 minutes. And if you can't do that, just get in the shower and just stand under the water and let it rain on you for as long as you can stand it. Because connecting with water is the best way to unlock your sacral chakra. The other way is to eat sacral centering foods. And I have found the best foods that are for your sacral chakra. And we're going to go into that in a minute about the best foods for your sacral chakra, okay? But the other thing to do is to get your creative juices flowing. So if you feel that your sacral area is blocked, do something creative, draw, come make a video, I don't know, do whatever it is you're doing that gets your creative juices flowing and makes you feel that you're being creatively, you're putting out something creative, okay? The other thing is to do hip opening movements, because remember, This is all about our hips and our thighs and that area, you know, of the coccyx bone. So if we can do hip opening movements and exercises, that's going to help a great deal, especially during this full moon when this might be a little bit irritated, this area. So if you can get down on the floor and do those kind of things, or even, you know, in the bed, there's certain things. I did something last night. I forget what I was doing, but I would just remember leaning over and just doing something with my hips. And obviously they're saying this is what you're supposed to do, some hip opening movements. Also practice the sacral chakra chant. There's a sacral chakra chant. I do not have the sacral chakra chant. I'm going to see if I can just put this up here and see if I can find a sacral chakra, if it's just like easily found. Hold on. Let me see if it just pops up. If not, I've got my own affirmations, but I'm just going to see if something actually pops up. And I'd be darned. There are sacral chakra chants, okay? So you can find them, it looks like, on YouTube. Just put in sacral chakra. There just says sacral chakra chants, literally. There's just tons of them. Yeah. So now that I know, we could just go at will. And I think I might even have some sacral chakra chants on Gregarious One, which is my social media site, gregarious1.com. But sacral chakra chants, that's definitely one of them. And it's Vam chanting, Lamb chanting, seed mantra, solar plexus, all of this. And Vam, by the way, is the biha or seed sound of the sacral chakra. So when chanting the mantra Vam, the power of the sound vibrations is believed to cleanse this chakra. So it's a particular chant, and that particular mantra or chant cleanse that particular chakra. So again, all you have to look up is sacral chakra chant, and you will be able to find them. I see tons on YouTube, even on SoundCloud, Spotify. So you can definitely, even on Pinterest. So if this is something that interests you to get the sacral chakra chants, then you can find them at will pretty much online. Okay, so I would definitely recommend that. And I'm seeing here, I've had some people come by, balancing me, and said yes. We see, I saw some other people come to visit. Thank you for visiting. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention was the foods that are good for the sacral chakra. Okay. Oh, and before I do that, bring in healing crystals. That's the other thing. I don't know if you believe in healing crystals, but I do. In fact, even as I've been talking tonight, I've been holding on to a giant amethyst. I love my giant amethyst, and I would say if this is something that you're into, if you're into crystals, then it's always good, to hold on to a crystal or have a crystal that you're using. And I just saw that Tassi Coffee Farm just followed me. Much love to you, Tassi Coffee Farm. Many blessings. So let's talk about the foods that are good for the sacral chakra, okay? I just saw parsnips, okay? But let's look at these foods that they specifically say. When it comes to balancing your sacral chakra, think orange. Everything orange. I kid you not. Think carrots, mango, oranges, orange peppers, peaches, apricots, sweet potatoes. These are foods that are rich in omega-3s. And salmon. And can I tell you something? I love these foods. And didn't I say I'm a generator yeah, I'm a generator. So of course I'm attracted to these foods, but salmon, love it. Carrots, love them. Oranges, love them. Peaches, love them. Sweet potatoes, love them. If you can get these foods into your diet and just add them, then it's going to help you to open up and heal your sacral chakra area. Okay, so let's also talk about, this is another thing I wanted to mention, which is how to stretch the sacrum to realign it, how to stretch your sacrum. And because they said do the hip opening exercises, but there's one that you can do to actually stretch that sacral area. So lie on your back with your knees bent, okay, with your knees bent, but you're on your back, your arms against the body, and the palms against the floor. So it's kind of like this, but be like that, and squeeze your buttocks, and then you raise your hips off the ground and bring your body into a straight line. You hold it for 5 seconds, then slowly release and lower yourself to the ground again. And then you repeat it like 8 to 10 times. So, you just kind of up. I can't do it right here. You know what I'm saying? But if you do that, that's how you stretch out your sacrum area. And I advise we all do that 8 to 10 times a day at least. Okay. And good luck, you guys, for this full moon in Sagittarius on June 3rd. And I just will quickly, based on my mind, just off the top of my head, I'll give you guys some ideas of how I think it might affect each of the signs. So let's start with the actual sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is happening in your first house, and if anybody will experience the hip pain or the back pain or the thigh pain, it's probably going to be you, because it's going to be happening in your first house or to your actual physical body, and so you might actually physically feel this. You, of all people, definitely have some salmon on June 3rd or June 4th or both, and some carrots, and maybe even some I don't know, oranges, just sweet potatoes, something like that. And take care of yourself and stay calm, and drink lots of liquids, clean that liver out, and I think you're going to be just fine. Okay, now Capricorn, this is actually happening in your solar 12th house, because Sagittarius is in your 12th house. And so this is, you might be getting a lot of sleep, and I think you might be getting a lot of ideas from your dreams. I would definitely sleep with a journal around the June 2nd, 3rd, 4th, maybe even 5th, because I have a feeling you're going to get great ideas and thoughts from your dreams, and you'll wake up with this big aha maybe during that time. So you want to keep a journal near your bed so you can write it down, and you'll know what in the world came to you in the middle of the night. Maybe you're the $1 million idea, Capricorn, that you want to act on. So yeah, definitely keep a journal. Aquarius, this is going to be happening in your 11th house, and I have Aquarius in my first house, so I can relate to what I'm about to say to Aquarius, because it's happening in my 11th house. And this is your hopes and dreams and wishes come to light. It's a full moon. It's a full moon, and it's Sagittarius. It's one of the luckiest moons because it's Sagittarius, and it's one of the happiest moons because it's the strawberry moon. It's that June moon. It's a gorgeous moon. So let me tell you, Aquarius, wow, you are the ruler of the 11th house of hopes and dreams and wishes. It's your natural house. The full moon is happening in your natural house, Aquarius. So I want you to take advantage of this moment, Aquarius. Whatever this luck is that is coming, I don't know if it's some dream or plan or hope or wish that you put into action ages ago, but it could definitely come to fruition on June 3rd, 4th, maybe even the 2nd. So stay open to whatever is occurring so that you can take advantage of this opportunity to make your hopes, dreams, and wishes come true. And I do think it might come through friends, organizations, clubs, associations, groups you belong to, maybe Facebook groups, something like that, something social, maybe here on, something like TikTok or Twitter or YouTube, anything like that. Okay. Good luck, Aquarius. Pisces, this is happening in your 10th house. This is happening in your career. It's a full moon in your career house. Oh, my. Now, this can come out in a way where, Pisces, you might have an amazing thing happen in your career. Because like I said, Sagittarius is the luckiest sign of the zodiac. There is no luckier sign. It's ruled by Jupiter. It's like having Jupiter in your 10th house. It's a very positive time. So if you are a Pisces, I hope that you're looking at this strategically. Like if you need to go and get a new job, I would take like June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd, June 4th. I would go on those job interviews right around then, okay? As it's leading up to the full moon, because I think it's crescendoing and it could lead to whatever new dream job that you might have. Now, if you're already in a job and you love your job, you might actually be able to get a raise that day or have some kind of accolade come your way, because the 10th house also rules things like accolades and acclaim and people seeing you publicly and shining in the light. So good luck to you, Pisces. Good luck. Now, if you're an Aries, this is happening in your 9th house, and this is your house of travel. Some Aries might be traveling. Yeah. But this could also be education. Or you could be one of those people who is obsessed with politics. Lord. You hear me? I said obsessed. Some Aries rising people right now are obsessed with politics. I can attest to this because I've got a progressed Aries rising. And I won't lie, I'm obsessed with it. Every day I've got to tune into the Midas touch just to see what's going on in politics right now, because I personally believe that we're on the brink of our country tanking for good. And yeah, but I don't want to go too deep into that. But Aries, you probably will. So just know that, all of, I think, the beginning of June, the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, what I don't want to see you do, Pisces, because it is Sagittarius and, the 9th house, and it is a Sagittarius full moon in the 9th house for Pisces and, or Aries. And you might get into a philosophical argument, like most likely about politics. Like you might be, I don't know if you're MAGA or not MAGA, but I'm going to tell you the difference between MAGA and not MAGA now is the difference between being black or white. And I don't say that facetiously. So you could get into a big argument, being politically. So watch what you're saying when it comes to politics. Could be actual law. Like you could have something occur with the actual law, like maybe have to show up in court, or I don't know, something. So just be aware that this is all brewing. Or you could just be taking a lot of courses that time, because it also rules education. But all of this is a focus. Be aware of it, Aries, so it doesn't take you by surprise. Taurus, this is happening in your 8th house. And here's the thing about this. The fact that it's the 8th house, like that is not a good place for Taurus. And, Taurus, you've been having a really rough or weird time anyway, because Uranus is in Taurus, and Uranus is in its fall when it's in Taurus. And I think some Tauruses have been feeling it. But now your emphasis is going to be in the 8th house, which is kind of foreign to Taurus anyway, because that's the opposite of your house. You're the natural 2nd house person. So now all the emphasis is in the 8th house of Scorpio, basically. And the full moon's going to be there in Sagittarius. And so you're going to be dealing with issues that have to deal with money. Most likely your partner's money. Maybe your partner's messing with your money. Or you may have to deal with things like taxes and other things like that, because who knows it. But insurances, anything like that. Could just be conversations about sex or dealing with really deep conversations that might require a psychologist or a therapist. Whatever it is, take it seriously, because it's a very serious time. Okay, so if you are a Gemini, this is happening in your 7th house. This is happening in your partnership. And even though the sun is there, when the moon is opposing you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the opposition coming from the other side, a whole opposing way of thought. And I do want you to be careful, because Sagittarius, as I said earlier, likes to be right. And if you're a Gemini, you like to talk. And I'm just thinking a Sagittarius and a Gemini, I just see y'all fighting on that full moon, because nobody's going to tell Sagittarius they wrong on the full moon in Sagittarius. I don't care if you are right. You might be right, but you ain't telling Saggy they're wrong on the full moon in Sagittarius. Just know that. So if you're going to get into a verbal, I wouldn't get into it with a Sagittarius on the, on the 3rd or 4th. I wouldn't. I would leave that Sagittarius alone. And that's my advice to you, Gemini. Unless, of course, it's, you're going to be doing a partnership, because, 7th house can be enemies, or the 7th house could be partnerships. Like, 2 people, that type of thing. So if it's going to be that, okay. But don't go into it like, that's my enemy, I'm going to get them, we're going to have this fight, let's show down. Don't do that. The Saggy's going to have the upper hand. They might take you out. I'm just saying, don't mess with Saggy. This big old strawberry moon, I would not mess with them. So that is my advice to Gemini. Cancer, this is happening in your 6th house. And so you're going to feel this at work. You might feel it in your health. And so I want you to be careful about what you're eating. Cancer tends to drink a lot. Oh my gosh, Cancer. You like to drink. And you also like to eat a lot. So, lots of sauces and creams and stuff that don't need to be in that food. Eat clean, Cancer. Eat clean. It's going to help you over in the long run if you eat clean over the next 2 weeks. And then it'll pay off later. And the reason why I'm telling you over the next 2 weeks is because after this Sagittarius, then we're going to have the new moon in Gemini on the 18th. And that's going to be in your 12th house. So Cancer, you mind your P's and Q's. You watch your health and watch your eating, so that when you have to go through this 12th house, it won't be so bad. Okay. Let's see. I just had someone come by, and let's see who was that. That was someone, I think, who just followed me, but I didn't get their name. Anyway, thank everybody who, Claire Daly. Thank you, Claire Daly, for following me. Much love to you. So let's go ahead and talk about the next sign. We were on Cancer. Let's talk about Leo, because Leo, I got to have a sip of tea for this more. My goodness. Leo, this is happening in your 5th house. And first of all, can I just stop and say, Leo is the natural ruler of the 5th house. So this is going to feel like the sun, your ruling planet, is shining in your house. Oh, Leo, you got something good coming up around the beginning of June. And I pray you're going to take advantage of this. I really do, especially with Mars and Leo right now. This is your time of action. Some Leos might be falling in love. Some Leos might be getting in new relationships. Some Leos might be taking chances, gambling, going to like the casinos in Vegas and up in Atlantic City. I don't know. But if this is what you want, if you want to take a chance, if you've been sitting, okay, I'm going to stop. Leo, have you been sitting on the sidelines waiting for this magical right moment? I don't know what it is you're waiting for. Don't wait much longer than this first week in June. This is it. I don't know what you think you've been waiting for, but other than the full moon or the new moon in Leo, you're not getting any better than this. This is it. This is in your 5th house. So if you want love, go for it. Shoot your shot, Leo. Shoot your shot. I don't know who you've been waiting for But my goodness, shoot your shot, man. Shoot your shot. It ain't getting no better than this. This is love incarnate. Like, romance, dating, love. I mean, parties. It's just, what is it, prom season for young people like this? Weddings. Like, this is it. Like, if you're looking to find a mate, you haven't found that special somebody, and you've been like, oh, nobody's into me. I can't find nobody. I must be messed up. I must be a 4. I don't know what you're thinking. Get out there. This is it. I don't know. Go out every single day the first week of June and find your love. I'm sure they'll just stumble upon you. I really believe that. Get you not. Shoot your shot. That's what I'm telling Leos. Anyway, moving on to Virgo. Virgo, this is happening in your 4th house. And so this is going to be affecting your home life. This is going to be affecting your family. Some Virgos might just, Virgo, I don't know if some Virgos are going to end up pregnant. I don't know why. I just got that vibe. Some Virgos, especially women, might be learn they're going to be mothers. Just thinking that might be happening. Anyway, but no matter what, the emphasis is on your home, your family. So, do things around your home. Do gardening and taking care of your home, redecorating, cooking up food, spending time with your family, or you got kids, Netflixing, doing all your little self-care stuff at home, walking around with your little bonnet on, slippers, all that. That's what the 4th house is. And what some Virgos might want to do, because it's the opposite, is you might find that you're out, you want to get out and do all this public stuff. But I'm telling you, Virgo, even though the Sun's in Gemini is up in your 10th house, you will want to take this first week in June to relax. You'll thank yourself later, because there is going to be a new moon in Gemini as of the 18th, and then the emphasis is going to be in your career. So take the first week in June to take care of you, take care of your home, take care of your family, take care of the basics. So once you do have to go out in the world and do all the things you have to do in the world, all the things at home will be taken care of and in place and in order. Okay, good luck to you. Much love to Virgos. And for Libras, this is happening in your 3rd house. This is the house of communication. So Libras, okay, I want you to feel like this is a time for communicating, for talking to people, and for getting your message out, whatever it might be, Libra. But this is that time, and I want to take a moment to thank Wacky Little Z for following me. Much love to you, Wacky Little Z. And, Libra, if you can do this, which is talk, communicate, reach out to people. I specifically see some Libras reaching out to people in their immediate family. Now, I'm thinking like your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your uncles, your nieces, your nephews. Sometimes we become estranged from that part of our family. So make sure you are reaching out to them, because the 3rd house rules that part of your family. It also rules your neighbors, your community. So the people like right around where you are, you might find that they're more involved in your life, or you're more involved in their life. Also, I would, traveling around. You'll probably do a lot more traveling around your neighborhood, stuff like that. Stuff like that. And maybe just reading and writing, just relaxing and doing stuff like that. If you need to write a report, this would be the time to write the report. So Scorpio, this is happening in your 2nd house of money. So let me tell you something, Scorpio. I wait all year for the full moon to happen in my 2nd house of money. Okay, I just want you to know. What does that mean? Money can come to you. Now, it might be you spending the money, because the 2nd house tends to spend it more than anything, but maybe you are thinking about getting some new furniture, a new bedroom set, some new clothes, a new car, some new dinnerware. I don't know what you're buying, but I sense that some Scorpios are going to be buying, shopping. And I want you to make sure you watch your pocketbook, because unless you got that money to go on these shopping sprees, you're going to regret it later, especially if you're credit carding. I'm just warning you. The urge to get something pretty in your home or in your life is going to be overwhelming because it's a full moon. It's in Sagittarius because it's big. Sagittarius is big. It's a big full moon. It's a strawberry moon. It's all happy. It ain't paying attention to nothing. It ain't paying attention to your wallet, and it ain't paying attention to your credit card balance. So I want you to be extra careful of how you are spending your money when the moon is full in Sagittarius in your second house. Because, man, that is big. That's called wake up the next day in tears because you didn't spend every dime that you thought you saved up. So please be careful. Saggies like to do it big. And by the way, for all of the 12 signs that I just did, I want you all to understand that everything that I told you, that this is ultra big, okay? This is not little. We're not talking about Capricorn here. We're talking about Sagittarius. This is going to be huge. It's lots of fire, so it's lots of energy, lots of passion when it does it, just how I am right now with my, I got Sagittarius rising here in Seattle. So that's what you're seeing right now. But it's big. Saggy is big. And so it's going to come at us big. And I want you to be prepared for that. We might get some kind of news that knocks us off our feet. Now, I don't know how many people have been paying attention to all the Donald Trump stuff going on, but some people are in denial about how bad this is. You guys, let me tell you, like I said, 2 weeks after the full moon in Sagittarius, on the 3rd and 4th, we are going to have the new moon in Gemini on the 18th at 26 degrees and 42 minutes of Gemini. Now that rules things like the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the bronchial tubes, the lungs, and stuff like that. We'll go into that. But as far as it deals with politics, because the way we got our politics set up right now with the GOP is that they only gave us a couple of choices. Right? We got 2 choices. What's that, like Trump or I think maybe DeSantis maybe at this point. And I think the front runner who is Trump is not really going to be available because of things that are coming out that are really not good. And I'm telling you, between this full moon in Sagittarius and that new moon in Gemini, we're going to find out a lot of stuff. So I want you guys to be open and know, and don't forget, Sagittarius rules politics. You can try to bury your head in the sand all you want, but you won't be able to because we're going to be in a Sagittarius moon. It's going to make the law and politics and policing. I mean, there might be a riot. I mean, our country might, I don't know. You guys, I want you to be aware of this. Let's not make pretend it's not about to go down. It's about to go down. And I am predicting it. So just know that. What day is today? May 27th, 2023. Capricorntigress has predicted that it shall go down the first week in June. Politically. And they've set it up that way too. If you look at the way it's been with everything going on with the house, and we got people up in there that shouldn't even be there, y'all, and that's why this is happening. So it's all about the go down. Or did you hear about the attorney general in Texas that just got kicked out by his own people? Lord, I'm not going to go into the politics. I'm going to end this show because I can talk. It's so much that's happening out in the world right now that I could go on and on. It's like a movie. Does anyone ever feel that we are like watchers of a movie and that we're in this alternative world? Like, I feel like it was all set up for the showdown that's about to go down in June. This was all set up for this. And by the way, I had talked about this in one of my earlier videos, but Donald Trump had kept his attorneys. By the way, a couple of his attorneys even quit on him. Lord, y'all don't know, it's bad. Anyway, a couple of his attorneys had been waiting to get to May 23rd. the Gemini season, which I thought was hilarious because it told me that Donald Trump has an astrologer on his team somewhere. Somebody in his camp is an astrologer, and they have been trying to get this man to do the right thing. But I don't think they can. I think it's too late, and he just keeps coming out and doing things, and they're just keep throwing more indictments. I heard there's more indictments, you guys. There's something like 105 more indictments. 105. Did you hear me talk about 105? That's insanity. I ain't never heard of nothing like that in my life. We are going to see something politically that we have never seen before, with the square coming in from that's Saturn in Pisces, and that moon, that full moon in Sagittarius on the 4th or 3rd, wherever you are. We've never seen anything like this before. And so I want you all to be aware of it. Know how it affects you. Like we talked about that, so you all know how it might affect you. But do keep your eyes open to what's happening, because if for nothing else, just because we're alive to see it. Like, I can't believe we're seeing everything. I think from this point on is going to be a precedent. Like, it's never happened before, so it's all going to be new. So keep your eyes open and stay aware and stay positive and make sure you're doing the right thing. And what I mean by that, because some people believe there's no such thing as good or bad or right or wrong or evil or not, and I don't believe that. I think there is definitively a good or a bad. You can feel it in your spirit and your soul if you are in tune with your spirit and your soul. You feel internally what the right thing is, because you know if certain things were to happen in your life in a certain way, how badly it would impact you. So if you stop and you just look at things with compassion, then you will know what the truth is. But the issue, and I've talked about this before, is that we're in the midst of compassion fatigue. And what do I mean by compassion fatigue? It's people are so tired of, when you hear people say about pensions or disability or Social Security or welfare or food stamps or the child food or lunches or the thing for the old people, Meals on Wheels, they're so cold about it. Like, we don't want to give them that. So you rather have your money on stupid stuff that maybe is like going to contribute to war or something we can't even see, like space, but you don't want to keep millions of people alive who may contribute to the world's future one day. You don't know who these people are. I mean, I was poor. I was raised in the poorest city in America. My mother was a welfare mother. She had 5 children with no husband. And then the guy who was my father, he worked like a dog every day to keep us alive. So don't lose your compassion. Don't get so caught up in the politics of it all, the words, the mixed wording, the lies, the half-truths. If you can live with your heart, feel with your heart, think with your heart, discern with your heart, you will know what the right thing is. You'll feel it. You'll know what's wrong. It has nothing to do with things like abortions. It has nothing to do with stuff like that. That's just an excuse to get you to vote their way. Plus, that's not enough to have the whole world. You're going to have the whole world fall apart because you don't believe in abortion? I don't think that makes sense. I'm sorry. Everything isn't going to tank because they don't believe the way you believe. That makes no sense. We cannot live that way. We have got to live where we are actually communicating with each other and doing what's right as a people for everybody, not just for one little sector over here or one little sector over there, but for all of us, because it's the right thing to do, and it feels better, okay? I just want to do what feels good. I don't want to be in a situation where we're all living poorly because we let a couple of people make really poor decisions. Anyway, I'll stop preaching because you know, I get so emotional over this, because to me, I just think, can you think with your heart for a minute, please? Think with your heart and not with your pocketbook or whatever it is, with your party or whatever. But it's so hard to get people to do that nowadays. So anyway, we will talk about this again, because like I said, the full moon's in Sag, and the new moon coming after that is in Gemini. So this is going to be a conversation everybody's going to have in the month of June. Get ready, you guys. It's coming. Anyway, much love, much light, many blessings. Wow. Thank you so much for everybody who's been with me. I see here, Claire Daly said, I'm a Cancer. I'm in a relationship with a Leo. I love that. I think that might be good for you financially. Let's see, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. Wacky Little Z, thank you for joining me, you guys. I know I start talking about, the politics of things sometimes, and it'll just clear the house of people, because not everybody wants to listen to that. You hear enough of that on TV. But when I look at astrology, I still want to talk about how things are affecting us astrologically, because we have to be smart too. And it's just we don't want to be dumb. We want to make sure we got it all together. Anyway, you guys, many blessings. Thank you all so much for your support, for your love. I promise I will be back. I still have to do the open to receive again. I have not gone to chapter 4 yet, but I will get to chapter 4 soon. Much love to you. Many blessings. Thanks for all the gifts. Thanks for all the love. Thank you for joining. Make sure you look at our subscriptions, because I do readings for people who are subscribers. So you are all invited to come and subscribe, and make sure you follow us as well. Much love to you, and happy Strawberry Moon to everybody. Don't forget, that's June 3rd in the United States and June 4th over in Europe. Okay, you guys, much love. I'll put some music on, and then I'm out of here. Let's go. Blessings. Yes. I don't know why I love partying in the middle of the night. Yes. Many blessings to everybody. Much love. And raise the vibration. Spread love everywhere you go. Don't succumb to the negativity. Raise the vibration. Raise up the love. Yes. We can do it. We gotta believe we can do it. Yes. Stay positive. Keep the love going. We got this. Much love to everybody. Bye, everybody. Blessings, much love to you. Many blessings to everyone. Spreading love, spreading sunshine. Many blessings, you guys. Much love. Spread joy, everybody. Yes. Let's do this. Spread love and positivity. Okay. Much love to you guys. Bye.